Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to Tired Reads. My name's Jacob, and I hope you can hang out with me for a little bit and while we do this intimidating TBR tag that I found. I haven't really looked at all these questions. I've just kind of skimmed through like the first two to see if I wanted to do it. So let's get into it. First question, which book on your TBR pile have you not finished? And hold on. So this answer might be a cheaty answer because it's not technically one book, but it's the Inheritance Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. This is the bind-up of it, so it's all three books into one. So therefore I'm counting it as one book, and that's why I haven't finished it yet. It's not that it's intimidating, I just remember like the 100,000 Kingdoms was slightly confusing to me, but I don't know if that's just because I wasn't well versed in her writing and like fantasy in a whole. So I want to pick it back up and finish book 2 and 3 in it. The 3 is the longest one. It's a bit of a chunker, but I've read The City We Became and the 5th season since this, and I am so in love with her writing, so I want to get back into this world, maybe even reread the first book. So we'll see about that. Second question is, what's a book you haven't had the time to read? Jesus. So for this question, it's not very intimidating. It's more just the fact that I didn't have the time because finals and stress. It's the Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman, which is a book about, you know, this kid wanders into a graveyard after his family gets murdered and he's raised by a ghost. And that's not a spoiler because I'm literally on page 78. So that's no spoiler. And if it is, I'm sorry, but I'm in love with these editions. And I want like all of his books in these editions because I just think they're so cool. I've seen a couple of other ones where it's just like this nice one color. So I want more, and I want to finish this to see I like Neil Gaiman, which I feel like I do because this has been very interesting so far. Third question is, what book have you not read because it's a sequel? Which I guess technically the Inheritance Trilogy would work for that. But that's no fun. Let's find a different one. So for this question, I am going with The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I've read Scythe and Thunderhead, I believe is the second one, and I loved Scythe. Didn't love Thunderhead as much, but I still gave it 5 stars. I think it's just like getting back into this world because I was so confused not confused, but I was like, where are we going? You know, where is this journey taking us? I feel like we're on a one-way struggle bus that I don't want to be a part of. So I want to get back into this one and just finish off the trilogy, which I think it's a really strong trilogy about this world where they've conquered everything, including death itself, so you can live forever. So therefore there's people that are called Scythe that go around and kill people when it's time, basically control population. So this would be my answer for that. Number 4, do you have a book you haven't read because it's brand new? Yes. So for this question, I'm going with the Aeronaut's Windlass by Jim Butcher. It's a chunker too. It's technically, well, it's new to me. You know, half-price books, new to me. It's not new. But it's in great condition. I was very surprised I found it there. And I have never read a Jim Butcher book, so let me know if you think I should start here or should I start somewhere else. And if you have read this, what you thought about it. I'm really interested into this steampunk, cyberpunk world of fantasy. I'm kind of doing it for some research on some things that I want to write about. So let me know what you think about this. Number 5, have you got a book by an author you read before but didn't really like? Ooh, I don't even know. So this may be controversial. Well, the book in itself is a little controversial, I do believe. I haven't read it yet, but it is It by Stephen King. I've read Pet Sematary in October, and I liked it, but it didn't really scare me. It wasn't the best. The writing was okay. So it's not that I didn't hate. It just wasn't my new favorite. And it's thick with 2 C's. And so, and over a 1,100 pages. So A, who has the time for a problematic book that I know is problematic? But the movies, y'all. I love those movies. Those were some good movies. But will the book hold up? Let me know if you want to see like a reading vlog of this. Like a 24-hour reading-a-thon. Could be fun. Number 6. Is there a book in your TBR pile that you're not in the mood to read? Yes. For this answer, I'm going with Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. The second book in the Song of Ice and Fire. Sorry, Call of Game of Thrones. So I was trying to read all of these before the season 8 finale came out. But then, time, who is she, slipped away from me. Season 8 finale, we don't know her. We're not going to pretend like that just didn't happen. And we ended with season 7 because some choices were made that should not be made. I will say, if you've never read these books, it's easier after you watch the shows because it's easier to put faces to characters and you can know more traits about them. And you still get almost better world building in this. Even though it's beautifully shot in the show, you get a little bit better world building. So I do still recommend these. Yeah, not in the mood for this. Number 7. What book have you been putting off because it's huge? And honestly, I've just kind of put this book in the back of my mind, even though I want to read it so bad. And it's not, it doesn't look that huge. It's only like 800 pages, but the font is big. And it's the Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I hear so many good things about this. I want to read it so bad, partly because look at this gorgeous cover. So pretty. It has dragons, female romance. You know, the cover is like embossed too. But I'm intrigued to read more of this, or read this in general, but it's just a lot, and I feel like it's going to be like mentally a lot, but it could be a good time. Let me know what you thought of it. Number 8, do you have a book that you mostly bought because of the cover? And I do cover buy a lot, but this is probably one of the most gorgeous covers I have that I'm not ashamed to say I bought it because of it, but it is Dune by Frank Herbert. This, look at it, like, ma'am. And then like the painted teal aquamarine edges. It's so pretty. I want to read before I watch the movie, but ooh, does she have the brain capacity? Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you thought of this one too. And finally, which book in your TBR do you find most intimidating? And this one, I wouldn't say I am as intimidated now as I was like last year, but it's The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, book 1 of the Stormlight Archives. And I've read the entire first era Mistborn, which has my heart. It is so good. Vin and Ellen, and oh, this is just so good. It's like my favorite book, favorite series. And I've read Warbreaker, so I'm not intimidated by his writing, but I know this is an epic fantasy that's gonna like span novels and novels. And so far we at 4 with over 1,000 pages each. So sir, who has the time? But I guess me, now that it's summer. So I want to read like the way you're supposed to read it, like his series, so it all makes sense. So that's why I'm trying to finish all his other books. I think Elantris is the last one I need to read before I can dive into the Stormlight Archives. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know some of your chunky big boy books. And if you made it this far, let's leave a clown emoji, because I'm a clown for buying these big books and not having the brain capacity to read them. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like and subscribe. I don't know. I don't really care if you do or you don't. If you do, love it. If you don't, love it. So see you next time. Have a good day, night, mid-morning, tea, afternoon, whatever you're celebrating. Thank you and goodbye. Once more.